asperges me. Ostende nobis Domine misericordiam tua.
Et salutare tuum da nobis.
Domine exaudi orationem mea.
Et comuneas a te veniam.
Dominus vobiscum.
Et cum spiritu tuo.
Oremus. Exaudi nos Domine Sancte Pater Omnipotens Eterne Deus, et miteri diniris sanctum angelum tuum de celus, qui custodiat, foveat, protegat, visitatque defendat omnes habitantes in hoc habitaculum, per Christum Dominum nostrum.
Amen. non confunda in aeternum. In nos siatur liberamen. Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto. Sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen. Est obici in Deum protectorem et in locum refugius salvum Omnium firmamentum Deum et refugium Deum estum et protegnamentum Dox
Dominus vobiscum.
Et cum spiritu tuo.
Oremus. Recesse nostras quesumus, o Domine clemente exaudi, ad quia peccatorum vinculis absolutus, ab omni nos adversitate custodi, per Dominum nostrum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum, qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Spiritus Sancti Deus, per omnia saecula saeculorum. Lectio Epistolae Beati Pauli Apostoli ad Corinthius. Fratres, si linguis hominum loquam, et angelorum caritatem autem non aberam, factus sum velus es sonans, aude cymbalum tiniens. Et si abuero prophetiam et noverim mysteria omnia et omnem scientia, et si abuero omnem fidem, it aut montes transferam caritatem autem non abuero nihil sum. Et si distribuero in cibos pauperum omnes facultates meas, et se tradidero corpus meum, it aut ardeam caritatem autem non abuero nihil mi podest. Caritas patiens est, benigna est, caritas non emulatur, non agit perperam, non inflatur, non est ambitiosa, non queride quet sua sunt, non irritatur, non cogitat malum, non gaudet super iniquitate, con gaudet autem veritatis. Omnia suffert, omnia credit, omnia sperat, omnia sustinet. Caritas nunquam eccidit, sive profensie evacuabuntur, sive lingue cessabunt, sive scientia destruetur. Ex panem cognoscimus, et experte profetamus. Cum autem veneride quod perfectum est, evacuabitur quod ex parte est. Cum essem parvulus loquebaud parvulus, sapiebam et parvulus cogitabamur parvulus. Quando autem factus sum vir, evacuabique erant parvuli. Videmus nunc per speculum in enigmatim, tunc autem facie ad faciem. Nunc cognosco ex parte, tunc autem cognoscam sicut et cognitus sum. Nunc autem manent fides spes caritas et triare, maior autemorum est caritas. Tu es Deus qui fecit me vidas unus, notam fecit in gentibus virtum tuam vidas, vacio tuus sua proponitum vitimus salvator Joseph. Iubete Deum mysteris, iubete Deum letitiam, tatim conspecto ius in meditationem uscite declamus, ipse est Deus, ipse fecit nos sapiens, nos salvatorus eius et nos pascualis.
Im
Dominus vobiscum.
Et cum spiritu tuo.
Sequam sia Sancti Evangelii secundum Luca.
Gloria tibi, Domine.
In illo tempore absumsit Iesus duodecimetae tillis. Ecce ascendimus Hierusalumam et consumabuntur omnia, que scriptas sunt per prophetas de filio hominis. Tradetur anime gentibus et illudetur, et flagellabitur et conspuetur, et post quam flagella verint, occidenteum et tertia die resurget. Et ipsi nihilum intellexerunt, et erat verbum istud absconditum abeis, et non intelligebant quae dicebantur. Factum est autem cum apropinquaret Jericho, cecus quidam sedebat secus viam mendigans. Et cum audirentur bam praetereuntem, interrogabat quid hoc esset. Dixerunt autem ei quod Iesus Nazarenus transiret. Et reclamavit dicens, Iesu, fili David, miserere mei. Et qui praebant increpabant eum taceret. Ipse vero multo magis clamabant, fili David, miserere mei. Stans autem Iesus iusit illude aduciadas. Et cum apropinquas et interrogavit illum dicens, quid tibi vis faciam? Atile dixit, Domine, ut videam. Et Iesus dixit illi, respice, fides tua te salvum fecit. Et confestim vidit et sequibatur illum magnificans Deum. Et omnis plebsud vidi, dedit laudem Deum. Today is the Quinquagesima Sunday. The epistle is from the first epistle from St. Paul to the Corinthians. Brethren, if I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And if I should have prophecy, and should know all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I should have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. And if I should distribute all my goods to feed the poor, and if I should deliver my body to be burnt, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity is patient, is kind. Charity envies not, dealing not perversely, is not puffed up, is not ambitious, seeketh not her own, is not provoked to anger, thinketh not evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoices with the truth. beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Charity never falleth away. Whether prophecies shall be made void, or tongues shall cease, or knowledge shall be destroyed. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part, but when that is perfect is come, that which is in part shall be done away. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away the things of a child. We see now through a glass in dark manner, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know even as I am known. And now there remain faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest of these is a charity. We stand up for the Gospel according to St. Luke. At that time Jesus took unto him the 12 and said to them, Behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and all things shall be accomplished, where were written by the prophet concerning the Son of Man. For he shall be delivered to the Gentiles, and shall be mocked, and scourged, and spit upon. And after they have scourged him, they will put him to death, and the third day he shall rise again. And they understood none of those things, and this word was hid from them, and they understood not the things that were said. Now it came to pass, when he drew nigh to Jericho, that a certain blind man sat by the wayside, begging. And when he heard the multitude passing by, he asked what this meant. And they told him that Jesus of Nazareth was passing by. And he cried out, saying, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. And they that went before rebuked him, that he should hold his peace. But he cried out much more, Son of David, have mercy on me. And Jesus, standing, commanded him to be brought unto him. And when he was come near, he asked him, saying, What wilt thou that I do to thee? But he said, Lord, that I may see. And Jesus said to him, Receive thy sight, thy faith has made thee whole. And immediately he saw and followed him, glorifying God. And all the people, when they saw it, gave praise to God. Today we are happy to welcome as a MC Luc Ray, a seminarian who finished the second year of seminary in Larera in Argentina. He's here for 2 weeks to help the priest in the apostolate before to come back to the seminary for the during their holidays. The seminarians spend some time in priory or schools to help in the apostolate. So we are very happy to welcome him here. And I hope one day we will have our own seminarian from Whanganui passing some times during their vacation here. This week there are 3 masses every day at 7, 11, 15 and 6. Wednesday is Ash Wednesday, so be careful. All the faithful in the Catholic Church aged between 18 and 59 are obliged to fast. So it means only 1 regular meal and 2 small snacks during the day. And for the Ash Wednesday, we will give the ashes before each Mass. But be careful, 11:15 will be the Mass for the 3 schools. So there will be no place in the church. So try to come at 7 or 6 in the evening. I want to thank you for your help for the gala yesterday. It was a great success, thanks to the weather and your prayer to Saint Joseph. Many faithful ask, how much do we have, Father? Certainly more money than usually, but I think the most important is to give a good image of a Catholic parish to the people who live around in Whanganui, and they can see that you are normal, you are not an extraterrestrial. And So they could see the example of a Catholic parish, people joyful, charitables, and which I appreciate the most is to see that almost everybody helped in this gala in a way or in another way. So it's like in a family. So thank you very much for your help, and I'm sure it's a blessing for us and a kind of apostolate too. Some people who spoke with the priests and some contacts, so it's very good. In the bulletin, which is at the back of the church, you can take it for this week, there is the email address of a website where you can download or read very good articles, texts, conferences. Here some conference about the Catholic families. So the district of Australia, New Zealand is happy to put these resources at your disposal. So do not hesitate to go to see this website and to hear, to listen or to read the good text you can find there. The volleyball tournament is moved to the Sunday 5th of March. So it's not next Sunday, but in 2 weeks. Next Sunday there will be the Mass in Palmerston North at 5 p.m. like usually. And for the faithful who are interested for the first communion of their children, please don't forget to contact Father Elias this week. Next Sunday it will be too late, so please before next Sunday contact Father Elias about the first communion for your children if they are not in the school. Then for Lent we renew the Exodus 40 and the Fiat with the first meeting for men and women on Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the boys' school. So Tuesday 6 p.m. at the boys' school. Father Ladner will give a talk to introduce this good way to follow Lent. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen. Dear brethren, today in the Gospel, Jesus gives this prophecy of his sufferings. The Church chose this Gospel to help us to prepare this entrance in the time of Lent, which starts on a Wednesday. And in fact, if we want to be a good Christian, if we want to save our soul, you know that we must be saved by Jesus. He's the only Savior. We know that very well. You know that Jesus came on the earth for two things. He came first to die on the cross, to repair our sin and to reopen the doors of heaven. This sacrifice is renewed every day on the altar at the Mass. But not only Jesus came to die on the cross, it is this hour, he spoke about his hour several times, but Jesus spent 3 years of his public life to teach us, to teach the apostles. Then after, when he will come back to heaven, the apostle can continue his mission of teaching. And this is the mission of the Church, to sanctify the souls through the sacrifice, the grace of Jesus, especially in the Mass, and to teach the truth to the faithful and to everybody, every man on the earth. Because in fact, St. Paul says that we could discover all the truth, at least the natural truth, especially, for example, the existence of God through the creation. Some philosophers were able to prove that God exists through the nature. But it's very difficult, it takes a lot of time, and there are so many mistakes when we try these difficult studies. So it's why God, in His mercy, sent Jesus to teach us all this truth, because we are not able to know them easily. It was very difficult. And it's why Jesus came on the earth to teach us the supernatural mysteries
that it's impossible to discover by ourselves. And even the natural truth was taught by Jesus to the apostles. So Jesus came here to teach us, and this teaching is necessary. It's necessary if we, you remember the epistle today, St. Paul say there is faith, hope, and charity, and the most important is charity. So we need the charity. If we don't have the charity, we are nothing. But unfortunately, there is no charity without faith. We cannot love God if we don't know God. Faith is the knowledge of God, charity is the law of God. So we need the faith to obtain the charity. Without faith, there is no charity. And it's why it's so important to convert the pagan, to give them the faith that they can acquire after the charity and save their souls. So we need this teaching of Jesus Christ, and you know that this teaching is coming through the teaching of the church. When Jesus went to heaven before the ascension, he gave this power to the apostles. During 3 years, the apostles followed the school of Jesus to be able to continue his mission of teaching. He said to them, for example, Luke chapter 10, he that heareth you, heareth me. He that despises you, despises me. So what is the consequence? The consequence is that in the church, the priest, more again the bishop and the pope, must teach the knowledge of Jesus Christ. Must teach what Jesus said to the apostles. This is what we call the tradition. Tradition is the transmission in Latin. It's transmission of the teaching of Jesus until us through the apostles, their successors until now. And as a priest, as your priest in the parish, we have the grave duty to teach you the knowledge of Jesus Christ. And this duty is double. We have to teach you the truth, what is right, what you have to know, and we have to help you to denounce, to show what is wrong. We cannot just say this is beautiful, this is good thing, and not speak about the danger for your faith. The duty of the priest is double. He has to teach you what is right and to denounce, to show you what is wrong. If you see the saints, the popes, the good popes, they always did the true. Look, St. Pius X, for example, who fought against the modernism in the church. And all the saints, the St. John Marie Vianney, for example, is famous to have taught the catechism and to have fought against the dance, against the sin, against all the bad things. So it's a grave duty of your pastors, of your priests, not only to say the good things, but to denounce what is wrong. Because sometimes some faithful, they complain, oh, Father, you always speak against that, against. We must do the truth. And this is a reproach we give to the priest of the Fraternity of St. Peter, for example, or Christ the King. They say the traditional Mass is very beautiful, it's right, but they never speak publicly against the mistakes of the new Mass, what is wrong in the new Mass, what is wrong in the Second Council of Vatican, because if they try, they are punished by the bishop. This is their problem. So these priests do only half of their job. So this is the first consequence of this teaching of Jesus. And for you, they're faithful, what is your duty? You have to receive this teaching. You have to be docile to not sleep during the sermon. You have to, and especially you have to know your catechism. Especially today. Today there is a crisis in the church, you know that. And this crisis is a crisis of the faith, of the doctrine, not of the moral. There is this immorality even in the church. But it's a consequence of the crisis of the faith. So if you want to protect your faith, if you want to be faithful until your death, you have to protect this virtue of faith. And how do you do that? Because the faith is a gift of God. By opening your soul, opening your heart, to the teaching of the church, especially by the good reading. The best way to nourish your faith is to read the good books or to listen to a good conference you can find. And this is a grave duty for you and your children. You cannot just say, oh, it's okay, I learned my catechism when I was 12, so now it's okay for the life. You spend hours on hours, sometimes years, to learn a job that you will practice maybe 30, 40, 50 years. But for the life of eternity, which is not 50 years, it's billions and billions and billions of years, you are not able to spend a few minutes a day to know how to practice your Christian life, to prepare this eternity. There is a problem. So it's very important, and I think during this time of Lent, could be a good occasion for the faithful who don't read too much to take this resolution, take a good book about the doctrine or about the spirituality. If you don't know which book, do not hesitate to ask your priest, Father, which book can I take, can I read? They will help you to find. There are very good books in the bookstore at the office. Do not hesitate to buy one or two good books for this time of Lent, and I'm sure in your house you have already some good books to read, to nourish your faith. It's very important. So what you have to know is the catechism. A good catechism, there are several catechisms, all of them almost, they have the same plan. The first part is usually the study of the creed. The creed is a summary of what we have to believe to go to heaven. If we want to go to heaven, we have to have the faith, and the faith is summarized in the creed. It's why we will say the creed just after. Before to start the center of the Mass, we have the creed for the feast on the Sunday, because it's a summary of our faith. What we have to believe if we want to go to heaven. If somebody, a pagan, asks you, you are Catholic, what is a Catholic? What do you think? What do you believe? It's very easy. You say the creed. This is the first part of the catechism. The second part is usually the studies of the commandment, what we have to do or not to do to go to heaven. It's not enough to know what we have to do. We have to practice our faith. We have to follow the 10 commandments, to obey the law of God. This is the second part of the catechism, the 10 commandments and the precepts of the church. Sometimes the study of the virtues, it's another way to see the commandments, but the idea is the same, what we have to do, to practice, to go to heaven. And the third part, because it's difficult to follow the commandment of God, we need the help of God. This help is the grace of God. And the grace, you receive it through the prayer and the sacrament. This is the third part of the catechism. You see the studies of each sacrament, the 7 sacraments, and the prayer, because through the prayer we can ask God the grace, and through the sacrament we receive the grace. These are the 3 parts of a catechism. And this is what you are supposed to know, not only the plan, but what is inside in this catechism. And if you want to understand well this catechism, the best is to meditate about Jesus Christ. He is like a live catechism. Jesus is the catechism personified, in person, living. Jesus says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. This is St. John chapter 14. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus says, I'm the truth. The truth is the first part of the catechism. And in fact, it was taught by Jesus himself to us. He says, I'm the way. Jesus is the best example, the best model you can follow to go to heaven. If you follow the example of Jesus, you practice the 10 commandments. You fulfill the second part of the catechism. And when he says, I'm the life, what is the grace? The grace is the participation of the life of the Holy Trinity, the life of Jesus Christ. So when Jesus says, I'm the way and the truth and the life, Jesus says, I'm the catechism. And in fact, it's interesting to see that some faithful who don't have a a great intelligence, maybe, did not follow long studies. They are very deep, very great knowledge of Jesus through the prayer, because they meditate the life of Jesus, they love to pray Jesus. There is this contact with Jesus Christ who give them this knowledge that maybe they did not receive through the books. It's why the two are important. We have to read, we have to have this knowledge, but this knowledge must be linked to our spiritual life, and we must meditate, we must pray Jesus to have this knowledge of Jesus Christ. When I was in Nigeria, several times, some Catholic who was in their parish, in the Novus Ordo parish, they came sometimes to us, invited by a friend or by somebody of their family, and it was funny to see after the Mass, they were so enthusiastic, they came to see the priest and said, "Father, this is the Mass, Father." And they could not explain why. But these faithful were very good faithful, a great devotion to Our Lady, they say the Rosary every day, they were really Catholic. And when they saw for the first time of their life the traditional Mass, they understood all the mysteries of this sacrifice of the Mass. And they were not able to explain, but they were touched by the grace. This is what brings this meditation, this knowledge of Jesus Christ. So I want to encourage you during this time of Lent, dear brethren, to nourish your faith by the good reading. Please make this effort. Open your soul, your heart to the virtue of faith by reading the good books. Once again, it's a very good way to nourish your faith. And there is no other way of salvation. If we want to be saved, we have to be saved by Jesus Christ, by the knowledge and this love of Jesus. And more we discover Jesus, more we love Jesus. The faithful who follow the Ignatian retreat, you already know that. And this is the very fruitful meditation of the Ignatian retreat, this knowledge of Jesus Christ through the meditation. So once again, we will pray during this Mass, Our Lady, the Queen of Apostles, to give us this knowledge of our Son, to give us this knowledge to have the love, the charity of Jesus. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen.
Credo in unum Deum, Dominus vobiscum.
Et con spiritu tuo.
Oremus. Benedictus es Domini, Dulce meus, efficacias tuas, Fidelis tuis, mortis misericors tuis.
Per omnia saecula saeculorum. Amen. Dominus vobiscum.
Et cum spiritu tuo.
Sursum cordam.
Habemus ad Dominum.
Gratias agamus Domino Deo nostro.
Dignum et justum est.
Vere dignum et justum est, ecum et salutam, nos tibi semper et ubique gratias age. Domine Sancte Pater Omnipotens Eterne Deus, qui cum unigenito Filio Tuum, et Spiritus Sancto unus est Deus, unus est Dominus. Non in unius singularitate personae, sed in unius Trinitate substantiae. Quod enim et tua gloria revelante te credimus, hoc de Filio tuo, hoc de Spiritus Sanctum, sine differentia discretionis senetimus, ut in confessione vere sempiterne deitatis, et in personis proprietas, et in essentia unitas, et in majestate adoreture qualitas. Quam laudant angeli ad quae arcangeli, cherubim quoque ac seraphim, qui non cessant clamare cotidi, una voce dicentes.
Sanctus, 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 Solenis Deus.
Sanctus, Sanctus, Sanctus Dominus, Deus Sabaoth, Lenis Geni et
Per omnia saecula saeculorum. Oremus, preceptis salutaribus monit, et divina institutione formati, auderemus dicere, Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terram. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimite nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem,
sed libera nos a malo.
per omnia saecula saeculorum.
Amen.
Pax Domini sit semper vobiscum.
Et cum spiritu tuo. Agnus Dei, vitoris peccata mundi, miserere nobis. Corpus Christi salame, Sanguis Christi in ebriare, miserere Domine. Lateris Christi amen, Passio Christi confortame, Salvone Iesu exaudire, miserere Domine. Intra tua vulnerabsum mele, et pervitas separariante, a vos et maligno defendere, miserere Domine. In hora mortis mei evocare, et iubere dieate. Cum sanctis tuis laudem te, in saecula saeculorum.
Vehementi de te vivere,
pentru și să plec. Mire plecare, Iesu Domnul, mei morto morta, tu sanguine, voglio solo stella, salvo facere, totus mundo Iesu quem velatum non casticio, oro fiat ilut potentisio, ut revelata genes vagine, Jesus in beatus tue gloriae. Mandu canerum, et saturatis unimis, et desiderium meiorum, ad unitatis Dominus, non suffradatis ad desiderio suum.
Dominus vobiscum.
Et cum spiritu tuo,
Oremus, quesumus omnipotens Deus, ut qui celesti alimenta percepimus, perec contra omnia adversa muniam, per Dominum nostrum Iesum Christum Filium tuum, qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Spiritus Sancti Deus, per omnia saecula saeculorum. Dominus vobiscum.
et cum spiritu tuo,
Ite missa est.
Deo
Benedicat vos omnipotens Deus, Pater et Filius et Spiritus Sanctus.
Vale, o vale,